Greetings, teenagers with attitudes. I have a new episode of the weekly Manos, where we're going to be talking about some of the cool things that happened last week over in geek culture. And the big thing, I think, from last week's news is the Antman and the Wasp trailer that premiered sometime at the beginning of last week. It's pretty awesome. Let's see, the first footage from director Peyton Reed's sequel not only tackles the fallout from the events of Captain America Civil War, but it has Paul Rudd's Scott Lang under home confinement because he kind of got in trouble. Let's see, Hope Van Dyne is back, Hank Pym as well, and they're pursued by the government. They're also fighting this villain named Ghost, and it's going to also at the same time be kind of a romantic comedy in superhero form. Now, I don't usually do trailer reaction videos. I know they're all the rage, and to be honest, I watch a whole bunch of them myself, but I'm not really that good at them. I've tried, it never seems to really work.
For me, no idea.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. So in that case, I'm just going to be giving you my thoughts on the trailer. And the thoughts are, wow, I'm pretty excited. First off, Peyton Reed. It almost sounds like either a football player or like a 1930s serial hero. Peyton Reed is the Phantom. Anyway, this film looks really exciting. This is a wonderfully well-cut trailer. And also, I like the fact that it picks up from the fallout of the Captain America Civil War film, which, yeah, Scott kind of reverts back to his criminal life, technically, even though he's helping out the good guys, and we're all on his side, but oops. And that, of course, gets his Team Antman in trouble, and that's when Wasp finally gets a chance to, put on the suit, and they become a team. I love I love the fact that this focused on the Wasp, because it's very aware of the complaints about the treatment of the Wasp in the previous film. So this one's all in on Wasp, which is great. Be honest, I've always liked the Wasp more than Ant-Man. Maybe because as a kid she was in more of the Avengers comics I was reading than Ant-Man. Like Scott Lang wasn't in the Avengers, and Hank Pym had become Yellow Jacket and went to prison for a while. So when I was a kid, pretty much read Wasp in the pages of Avengers. So I have a lot more experience with that character. And I always found her, fairly interesting. She's this socialite who, is in a quest for justice. She has, in the original comics, her father was killed. She has kind of the Batman origin. And, that inspires her to become a superhero. While at the same time, not really being ruined by it. And she's still kind of a fun socialite. I don't know. I like the character. Now, that's not the character Hope is. This is actually a pretty new character. She's not even Nadia in the current comics. As far as I can tell, she's a fairly new character. Forgive me, she may be like an alternate reality character, like whatever. Oh my god. Even that stuff for me is hard to find. So, I really like the build-up. I love the way she looks in costume. We're going back to the microverse, and yes, Michelle Pfeiffer is playing Jan, so we get to see what happened to her. She's obviously, I guess, still alive. And since she's being played by present-day Michelle Pfeiffer, I assume she's aged while in the universe. I don't know if she realizes how much time has passed. We'll see once we get there. That was one of the things. I had this feeling we were going to see Jan. She was going to come back. My question was, was she going to come back, still the same age? Oh, wow, I've only been in there a minute. What the hell? You are old, Hank. Or were they going to use a age-appropriate actress who, in 1988, 89, would have played Wasp? And I think that's the method they're going. If they had made a Ant-Man film with a budget and money, probably Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer would have been on the top list as far as playing those characters. So that's kind of cool, actually. It's almost like we're getting a sequel to a generations ago film that doesn't exist. Yeah, it's really fun, and one of the things I've heard some people like complain about how these films can be a little bit of fluffy, or oh no, it's going to be a romantic comedy, or oh no, comedy, blah blah blah. Keep in mind, this film is following Black Panther and Avengers: Infinity War, where a lot of heavy shit's going to be going down, especially in the Infinity War, and Black Panther is going to be an awesome badass film, and then we got this Infinity War thing. So yeah, we're gonna need a chaser after that. We're gonna need some dessert, and dessert's fun. So I think the way they're kind of like spacing these films out, I think, is really clever, and I'm all in on this. So I can't wait. All right, now we have a new story. Let's go to that, and that is, oh, speaking of Black Panther, funny story. It just came, let's see, this past week, Rotten Tomatoes discovered something. DCEU fans plan to ruin Black Panther's Rotten Tomatoes score. Just a month before Black Panther hits theaters, angry DC Extended Universe fans are turning their sights on the film in hopes of destroying its Rotten Tomatoes score. Ooh, man. Oh, what badasses. And although many are excited for the film, by the way, the Fandango pre-sales are higher than any other superhero film before it. This is setting records. But they're frustrated. There's some that are frustrated with it. DC EU fans are notorious for voting with their anger. And since the inception of DC Extended Universe, they've been doing like petitions and shit like that. They've even been trying to shut down Rotten Tomatoes, which is hilarious because Warner Brothers has a stake in that, so they're hurting the very thing they pretend they love. Anyway, so they got together, and I don't want to say got together like all of them, but a number of them got together and created a Facebook event to just hammer down on the Rotten Tomatoes scores best as they can to ruin the score. I mean, that's childish and pathetic, and wow, it makes like Star Wars fans look rational by comparison. Yes, out there's a Rick and Morty fan looking down on you. Think about that for a moment. When I remember, like, I don't know, back in like the late 80s, early 90s, people who made crappy movies and fans of those movies often would blame Siskel and Ebert for the failure of those films. Now they blame Rotten Tomatoes, and never do they ever like consider, hey, is it because we're making shitty movies? Is that it? No, it's fucking Rotten Tomatoes. That's the reason. They obviously have a Marvel bias. What is this bullshit? Look. This is some of that kind of bullshit you see trickle down from the adults talking politics when they go, oh, hey, no, I'm not a corrupt politician. It's the liberal media that's attacking me. They have a bias. Now, fans have kind of learned that. Now they're talking about all this bias bullshit. Look, the DCEU films are flawed. Just get over it. And the Marvel machine, yeah, it's kind of a machine, is well-oiled, and they know what they're doing. And, yeah, the DCEU really needs to get on board on, like, how to figure that out. Matter of fact, it's probably the second most popular and successful of the expanded universe franchises that have been popping up since the Marvel success. And it's only been going because we love these characters. We love the Justice League, Wonder Woman, and Superman, and Batman, and all those guys. And we want to see these movies done in a similar fashion. Just, they're a little clumsy. And sorry, it shouldn't be taken out on the ones that are successful. And that only makes you look bad. I just a little irritating. So yeah, fun story. Anyway, let's move on to, we're gonna switch over to DC. And how about some happy DC news? Batman and Catwoman are set to wed, obviously, and they have picked the date. So save the date. It is going to be in issue 50 of the current Batman series. So, yeah, it's going to happen. Now, there's also stories that the Joker is fully aware of what's going on. So, I don't know. He may show up uninvited. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. I will be buying this issue. I bought a Batman issue recently, which was the first time I bought one since, I don't know, Batman 13. Because the New 52 I was not a fan of. And I've kind of my fandom of Batman had kind of suffered over the years, so I was definitely one of those people who dropped the book. But I know full well how awesome Tom King is and what a great job he's been doing on the book. This impending marriage thing is fascinating because it is. Catwoman is kind of the character that I've always kind of like seen him with. Really, some of the other characters are really great that he's like had chances with, but it's just. Selena is just so right for him. It's just I can't get over it. So yeah, I'll be picking up that issue. I'll be doing a review of it, not on the weekly Manos. I'll be doing a separate review because apparently I do comic reviews. So yeah, I'll be doing that as well. All right, and that's it for kind of the main stories of the past week. There was obviously, I'm not really talking too much about the incident where Stan Lee went to the hospital. Apparently he had some complications. He went to the hospital. He had been released, so right now he's fine. This is unfortunately the kind of like life you can have when you're mid-90s. So thankfully he's well right now, and hopefully we can still have Stan for a few more years at least. Anyway, happy news. We have our favorite topic, and let's see. It's going to be Get on the Poll. Now, this week's Get on the Poll question, I asked my Twitter followers, the Doomsday Clock, yay or nay? Let me unpack that. Do you like it? Is it good so far? What do you think? And, alright, out of the people who bothered to answer the question on my Twitter poll, the results are this. Yay, 50%. Nay, 50%. So, yeah, okay, alright, fine. We are living in such a divided country. Well, I'm going to be doing some reviews of Doomsday Clock in future. I have issue 1. I've read it. I have lots of opinions on it. I haven't read issues 2 and 3. I'll be buying those. I'm trying to decide how I should do the reviews. I'm thinking about just doing one for each issue, or should I do a series of it? Haven't decided yet. So I do want to say that I've already set up for next week's poll. So go to my Twitter @TheRealManos, and you can answer my new Twitter question. What did you think of the Solo trailer? It just got premiered this week, so I'm sure lots of people are super cool or pissed off about it. I don't know. I haven't seen it myself. I'm going to be watching it after I record this video, so you can tell me what you think, and we'll talk about it. Or at least I'll react to it. That'll be it. Alright, the show is just about over. I just wanted to relay a couple things here. I'm going to be doing some new reviews. I'm doing some TV box set reviews. I recently picked up Justice League Action, and I finished watching that. I'll be talking about that in the next week or two. And finally, after 57,000 years, there's a Steven Universe Season 1 box set, complete with 52 episodes and some, some featurettes, a lot of music stuff here. There's not too much extras on this. It's basically, the episodes, which is fine. I never got to see them. I'm not a person who gets up at 7 a.m. on Saturdays just to watch a TV show, so this is very helpful. So I'll be talking about these very soon. And finish things off, I do want to talk about the Manos Comic of the Week. I should probably create a graphic for this. I have a cool graphic for the poll thing, but I don't have one for the comic. But, hey, remember when I mentioned I haven't been reading Batman very much, and I just recently picked it up? This is the first issue I've bought in maybe 6-7 years, I think. This is Batman number 37, and it is written by Tom King. And who does the art on this? Actually, Didn't bother checking here. It's oh good. I love it when you just put the credits page wherever the fuck you feel like it. Let's see. This will be awesome for people to watch. Well, somebody. I think Pop Man. Anyway, this is essentially Bruce, Clark, Lois, and Selena go on a double date. And they decide to go to a sneaky, crappy carnival, which has a superhero theme. Hey, Bruce is a billionaire. Let's go to, like, a scuzzy carnival. You know, for fun. The thing is they're having a special superhero night, and nobody is allowed in, apparently, unless you have a superhero costume. So, Lois and Selena... Lois has this idea, like, hey, you all have costumes. You're superheroes. Why don't you just put on your suits? And they think, well, it might be a little weird because, you know, we'll probably give ourselves away if we put our own costumes on. So they decide to switch. So, let's see, Clark and Bruce put on each other's costumes. And Lois puts on the Catwoman costume. Lois doesn't really have a costume, so she kind of just wings it and kind of just forces her way in. And we get to see the guys just having fun, and it's kind of awesome. Clark is walking around in Batman's costume with his glasses on, which is fucking hilarious. Which, to be honest, is worth the price alone. That's really all I need. There's of course a usual kind of like good-natured pissing contest between Bruce and Clark here on whether or not Bruce could strike out Clark. And of course we get a lot of good conversation. I don't know how much I've seen Lois and Catwoman like interact. They're actually pretty fun to watch talking. And of course, you know, when Bruce and Clark are just kind of screwing around, they're kind of fun to listen to, especially when it's a little more lighthearted, not super forced, trying to rip off Frank Miller bullshit. Oh, love this issue. It was a lot of fun. No big plot stuff. It's just a nice, really great character issue. Oh, yeah, of course you can miss it if you want, but why would you? It's a lot. This is great. Enjoy this. Sit down and enjoy yourself for 5-10 minutes. It's a great comic. 5 Ram Chips. I will be picking up the issue 50 in the Batman series, The Big Wedding. Hopefully everything goes well. So, yeah, who knows? Anyway, that's it for this week's show. So, hey, what do you think about the Antman trailer, the weird stuff going on with Black Panther, Rotten Tomatoes story, or Batman and Catwoman getting married? Don't forget to, let's see, let me know if there's anything you want to talk about in the polls in the future, and I'll be happy to do that. So, you can hit me on my social media stuff. Like I said, I'm on Twitter at Real Manos. I'm also on Facebook, so if you want to check out my Facebook stuff, The Real Manos. And I got some other stuff coming up too, so I'll be talking about that in the future. But until then, push the button, Lindsay.
They don't play the song on the radio.